Chilla,
What
what's
up?
good?
What up? What's good, boy?
What other nicknames do you have in battle rap though? Can you give us the other nicknames you've had through your illustrious career, sir?
Man, Chilla Jones, Killer Jones, Kingpin, Kingpin of the Dot. There's probably a couple more that I'm missing.
Was it Martin Luther Kingpin one time? Was it something like that?
Martin Luther Kingpin was one.
Yes.
Scheme Jesus was one.
Yes, Scheme Jesus was hard. That was hard. That was hard. That was hard.
Yeah, there's just probably a couple other ones, man. I've been here a long time now, 3. It's been a while now, man.
Been a while. Let me ask you a sports question right quick before we get into battle rap. Porzingis coming to your Celtics, sir. How do you feel about that? Marcus Smart leaving. Do you feel a way about that?
I'll be honest. I'm not a huge Marcus Smart fan, but I also I'm even less of a Porzingis fan, if that makes sense. So I would have liked to have kept Marcus Smart personally.
Okay.
People say that this Porzingis trade should do good things for Jalen and Jason, but I can't see it. So we'll see how it unfolds. You know what I'm saying? If Porzingis ends up, being healthy and sticking around, but for me, I would have liked to have kept Marcus Smart personally.
Okay. Let's go ahead, Chilla. How do you? I don't want these words insulted, right? But do you feel that way when people say "Welcome back, Chilla"? Is that welcome back to URL, or have they watched what you've been doing against Excel? What's the other brother, Matthews the Great, that you got a 1-round battle with? Cuban 9 months ago. Like, what we talking?
URL is a different ball game, man. URL has their own dedicated fan base. URL has their own dedicated audience, and so when you're not on URL, to a lot of people, you're not anywhere. Like, you're not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? So I don't take offense to it. I've definitely been busy and been active, whether with battles, whether with Pendulum Inc., whether with TBL Shark Tank, and throwing events as well. So I like the welcome back. To be honest, I like that there's a lot of people excited, to see my name on a URL flyer. It's been about a year. I think the last one that people have really been able to see was Mike P. Like, me and Chess was light work, and that was kind of like, it wasn't highly promoted, and it wasn't like, we're gonna sell.
Did URL drop the ball with that with the promo for you and Chess though? Should it be better promo? You and Chess do not deserve a light work battle, respectfully.
I would have liked for me and Chess to have been to me that's like a gnome type battle, a volume type battle. You know what I mean? At the time, though, what I will say is, I was originally locked into battle somebody else, and this was actually in September. It was around the time Pat Stay passed away.
R.I.P. Pat Stay.
And the same weekend that I can't remember the other battles that happened, but there were some battles that happened in Florida. They had done some celebratory stuff for Pat Stay, and I think Pat Stay's funeral might have even been the same weekend. I was supposed to battle somebody that weekend, and it got canceled. And then instead of me battling them, in a month or two, I asked for a different opponent because I don't like rematches. This was somebody that I had battled before. So it was supposed to be a light work battle, and it was supposed to be a rematch. I asked for somebody else. I asked for Chess. Chess agreed to it, and so that's kind of why it ended up being a light work battle. But yeah, that was like, again, we ended up battling in December. The original matchup was scheduled in September, but like, it's been since Mike P, which was like To Live and Die in LA last May. Since I was, I think we were co-main event for that battle. That was like the last time that people, it was a URL event that people could just pull up, buy tickets, and come and see me for real. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a little over a year. It's been, maybe about 14 months. So I'm excited to be. I'm excited about battling a new a new writer who has a lot of people excited. You know what I'm saying? At this point, you know, I just have to accept my role as, you know, I'm a pen gatekeeper at this point.
The pen gatekeeper, wow.
At this point, it's like, you know what I'm saying? If you look at my history of battling from prep to chaos to Nick to, you know what I'm saying, like to now Klutz, it's like, you know, when there's a pen that comes in and he's making noise, it's like, we got to see if he's really like, we got to see if he's that deal. We gotta put him through the Chilla test.
Well, let me ask you a question. Were you able to watch him in JC?
Yeah, I watched him in JC. And
what was your initial thoughts on that particular battle?
I had JC edging.
Okay.
I thought Klutz had a lot of dope moments in that battle. There were some things that he definitely could have did better in that battle. So, you know, there's definitely some notes that I took and some things that I am keeping in mind just because I'm strategic and methodical that way. But it definitely wasn't a bad showing. I didn't think him and Loso was a bad showing either. You know, I think he has a ton of potential. I think his penmanship is really, really good in comparison to like his experience. But I definitely do think he has a lot of improving ahead of him.
Wow.
Although he's already really good. He has a lot of improving ahead of him, and he can definitely be one of the great pens of all time. You know, but there's certain lessons he has to learn, and I think, you know, by battling JC and by battling me, he's gonna learn them early, which sometimes is good, sometimes it's bad, depending on, you know, how he's able to adjust. But you know, I think he's up for the challenge, and I'm definitely up to the battle.
Well, I interviewed your writer's block brother, Danny Myers, just yesterday. He said what you said about Klutz is what he said about Safir's Soul. That there's some things that he saw that, you know, they're gonna have a conversation about. It's crazy how battle rappers, obviously you guys battle rap, you know way better than, you know, stupid ass blogger. You guys know better than us, right? But it's funny how you guys can look at things and just see certain nuances or certain things that you like, okay, he can work on this, he can work on that. Can you give me a little bit of life you can? Not what he does, but what are you looking when you about to battle an opponent? What are you looking for in a battle?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things from confidence, from how they handle crowd reaction, to timing and delivery of the material. You know, there's a part in the first round of the JC battle where he doesn't get to the punchline before the crowd reacts, and he says, "Y'all jump too early. Y'all jump too early." And it's, whether he knows it or not, it's not the crowd's fault. It was something he did wrong that made them jump early.
I love this education. I love this.
It's little things like that I see and that I hear, and I'm like, okay, he doesn't understand this part yet. So that's something that, you know, he'll either learn in this battle or he'll learn after it when he watches me in this battle.
Well, he's another one. I interviewed him the day of the announcement of our battle, and he kind of made it clear, sir, that this one he's kind of worried a little bit, not all the way, but were you being veteran condescending to the tweet that you gave to him about penmanship and all that? Were you playing mind games, sir?
Oh, no. Not at all. This ain't one of those for me. Like this isn't one of those battles where it's like we have a personal or like I'm insulted by the matchup. Like this isn't one of those battles where, like, you know, there's any like weird mind games or anything. I genuinely think he's dope, and that's why I took the battle. Everything I said in that tweet about, you know, looking forward to having a war with the next great pen, absolutely mean it. You know, I think Klutz, again, I think
it's
Klutz
a small
is really,
sample
really good.
size though, Chilla, isn't it though?
Well, yes and no. You have to remember, I'm a Crucible scout, right? And so I've seen him in phase 1. I've seen him in phase 2.
Okay.
I was there in Atlanta, watching him put on an incredible show when Nunu, called Lux to let him listen to what Klutz was doing. Like, I was in the building for that.
Wow.
So, Bills, who's another Crucible scout and a big part of the Crucible process,
Shout out,
has been telling me about Klutz and has been telling me that this is a battle that he wants to see for Klutz since even then and even before then.
Right.
So I've been hip to Klutz and I've been hip to what he's doing, and I've seen a steady progression from phase 1 to phase 2 to phase 3 to Loso to JC to to certain battles that he's had. So I've seen enough battles from Klutz to be like, you know what, this isn't the case where he just had one really good performance and he's kind of cruising off of like one really great showing. Like, nah, he's really getting better. He's really a student of the game. He really studies his opponents. He really like strategizes and knows how to break things down. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like I said, I am really excited for this battle. There's no personal, there's no mind games going on. Any promotion you see from me is not going to be no WWE style promotion. Like, I don't feel like I need it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's a really good pin. I feel like I'm a really good pin. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, people know what I'm going to show up and do. You know what I'm saying? And so, as long as Klutz does what he's supposed to do, man, I think this will be a really good battle for penmanship, a really good exhibition of styles. Win, lose, or draw. I think we both stand to gain a lot, man, as long as we both do what we're supposed to do.
Danny Myers said he feels like Klutz is the nicest one out of the top 6. I'm paraphrasing now. Was it a pen? Yeah. I think maybe it was a pen. I think paraphrasing.
Nice. If we're talking nicest pin out of the top 6, I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking overall, I would put Saflair Soul 1. I would put Hansel 2.
Wow, shout out to my Hansel 2. Okay.
I really like Hansel's dope. I really like Hansel. I would probably put Klutz 3 and Foots 4. Well, honestly, I haven't seen as much of Foots.
Foots and Jerry West was a dope battle
as I have of Saflair, Hansel, and Klutz. So that okay. I may have to go back and do my due diligence and watch more of Foots before I really speak on. But I would say Saflair 1, Hansel 2, and I would say Klutz and Foots are probably 3 and 4, although I don't know who was where.
Are you familiar with Authentic and Ease?
Definitely familiar with Authentic. That's the homie. Yeah. Not as familiar with Ease, to be honest with you. If that's who I'm thinking of, which is I don't know if he runs with Don Marino or if he's in that from kind of like from that Florida scene.
Okay.
I believe that's who Ease is, and I've seen him a couple times. He's cool. I might have to fact check that myself.
I watch a couple of his battles.
I'm familiar with Authentic. I like Authentic.
Yeah, Authentic and Jack Boy had a dope battle. I interviewed Jack Authentic also at Hansel. I've interviewed all those brothers except Ease. I got a lot of Ease and everything like that.
Yeah.
No, so did you see the infamous Smack interview with Klutz after this battle with JC? And Smack said, "I want you in Chilla."
Yes.
Was that in conversation already, or were you shocked on that comment? How do you feel?
Well, yes and no, right? Like, they've offered me
like slow down, Smack.
they've offered me Klutz before, right? And it's like just like with Chaos, timing is everything for me.
Mm-hmm.
So when they set up Klutz and Loso, they offered me Klutz first. And I turned it down.
You like Danny? Danny said the same thing about Saflair so early. They offered him early. He said, "Nah, it's crazy how you and Danny Myers."
Yeah, and I turned it down. They offered me Klutz again toward the end of the year. And again, I turned it down.
Why is that, sir? 2 turndowns.
Because I was really busy with Pendulum Inc. And I was really busy with things that I had going on outside of the ring. And B, I like build-ups. 3, You know what I'm saying? Like for me, because I'm not gonna be on this WWE type of promotional style, right? Like I'm not gonna force a matchup. I'm not gonna create a matchup due to weird outside the ring stuff. I like for there to be a lead up. I like for people to see Klutz and be like, man, one day I would like to see him and Chilla. And for that day not necessarily to be tomorrow. Right? Okay. Like let's give us some time to build. Let's wait. And I think the timing now for both of us is much better because I think he's better now than he was when he battled Loso. I think he's better now than when he battled JC. And I think me being away, as long as I've been away, also adds a little anticipation to even see me back. You know what I mean? So now I feel like the timing is right. Now I feel like this is the battle that should be happening. And I think this is the right card for this battle as well.
Does he stand a chance?
Oh yeah, for sure. He stands a chance. You know, I don't think I'm gonna walk through him. You know, I do plan on showing him some things. Absolutely.
I watch you in prep. I watch you in Saga, sir. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you know, I definitely take the pin battles seriously, right?
The Palm Sunday Saga, I'm saying.
When you watch me in prep, when you watch me in Saga, when you watch me in Sick, when you watch me in Chaos, like those are some of the better Chilla performances and Chilla battles. So that is the Chilla you're gonna get, right? Like that, like you already know the type of Chilla that's gonna show up. I do think Klutz stands a chance in this battle. I do expect to win, and I do expect to win clear.
Wow. Okay.
But I don't expect to body him. I do expect Klutz to win a round. Absolutely.
Wow.
He's gonna fight and he's gonna do really well. But I would be disappointed in myself if this wasn't a classic or if I didn't win this battle clearly. I would be disappointed.
Yeah, because when they announced you, I'm pretty sure you saw on your social media, obviously, Chilla, when you and Klutz were announced, people already put this on paper. It's going to be a fire battle, replay value battle. Maybe the C word, we get a C word out of this, right? Yeah. So, you know, Danny and Soufflé Soul and you and Klutz, those are the go-to battles unless they make other announcements and stuff. But those are but stay with me right quick. When you came into the game, you had a battle Cashy in 2012, correct?
Yes, sir.
Are these guys getting to get JC and Chilla Jones early in your career, sir? I mean, dog.
We gonna listen. We gonna
DNA, right? Wasn't DNA your first big battle?
Depends how you look at it. For me, I battled Cashian, then M-City.
You and City fire battle, Jesus Christ, yeah.
Then JC.
JC classic, of course, man.
Then B Magic.
You and Magic, yeah. Magic won the battle.
And then DNA was known.
All right, think about that, what you just said right there.
Yeah.
You got, fam, Klutz and Soufflé Soul, they're getting niggas early. You had to grind to get to DNA. You have to have fire battles with Magic and the rest of these people to get to DNA, to get DNA's attention.
We're going to talk about it, man. We're going to talk about it, man.
Like, I'm just saying, are niggas getting pushed too quickly?
In my opinion, yes.
Okay.
In my opinion, yes. Because, you know, if I were the in control of URL, if I have a young guy on the rise and he's, you know, characterized as a writer or a pen, I'm saving him and JC for a gnome. I'm saving him or volume. I'm saving him and Chilla for a gnome or volume. I'm saving him in like a B dot for Danny. I'm saving him and Danny, him and Nitty, Danger Zone, him and Nitty, him and Chaos. Like these battles, I'm gonna get him conditioned. I'm gonna get him in battle shape. I'm gonna get him some experience, and then I'm gonna give him to the vets. I'm gonna give him 1 or 2 years of challenging battles, and then I'm gonna put him on that path. That's what I would do, right? Here's the difference, though.
All right.
And I've had this discussion off cam with like Danny and other people.
All right.
Back in the days when we were grinding to try and get our names, there was no like if you were lost, you were forgotten about. You were gone. There was no like there was no human resources, or there was no, you know what I'm saying, like if a rookie get his ass kicked or get a bad loss, like now, salute to Souffleur and Foots, you'll see URL on the Twitter and the Instagram, giving words of encouragement and doing a PR thing.
I never seen that back in the day, Chilla, respectfully.
But when everybody felt like I got smoked by DNA, I didn't get no PR on the URL Twitter. I had to wait for the footage to drop to kind of save my name. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's different now, 3, because they'll put the new guys in front of the killers, and if something happens with the killers, they won't just ball them up and throw them in the trash.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They'll continue to work with them. They'll continue to develop them. They'll still try and do certain things. But back in my day, if what happened to Souffleur and Foots with DNA and John happened in 2012,
right?
Yeah, they be battling on King of the Ring. That's
wow.
that's where it would be. So it's just a different era now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But all right, on the flip side, is it a good thing that we have artist development now? Can we say that? Can we say?
I do think it's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that I think a lot of battlers that are here today, like I would have benefited from that. If there was somebody who after my DNA battle could have been like, okay, cool, this is what we're gonna do. This is how the public feels about this battle. These are the battles we're gonna give you to work you back into, what I'm saying, to get people to forget about this battle or whatever the case. Those are things that you could have did with people like myself, people like Rich Dollars, people like, you know what I'm saying, like J-Rel, Newborn, Snow, like all of these people who are talented, who may have taken a bad loss or may have had bad battles, could have benefited from something like this and may still be around if there was something like that back then. You know what I'm saying?
Slow.
But now, now it's here, and I think it's good, and I think that's why they can afford to set up these matchups a lot earlier, because they know that they're going to take the time to continue to develop them. Win, lose, or draw, they're going to take the time to develop them and keep them going.
All right. Remember 6 years ago, shout out to Jay Black. He made an infamous blog saying Chilla Jones destroyed battle rap. I don't know if you knew cats. You wasn't outside. You know nothing about this though. When you first saw that, what was your initial thoughts? Shout out to my guy Jay Black. When he did that blog.
Yo, without watching it or knowing what it was about,
were you worried?
I was a little worried. Jay Black has a lot of influence in this culture. So when I saw that at first, I was like, all right, let's see what the feedback is going to be, right? And then when I finally started seeing what people were saying, when I finally sat down and watched it and realized that really it was just a lot of praise for the influence that my style created, you know what I'm saying, as far as making everybody
Can you say that with your chest out, sir? Can you say that with your chest out? Influence? Seriously.
Listen. Go ahead. I hear you. You know what I'm saying? That there's a 3 to 4 year run in battle rap where everybody tried to rap like me. 2012 to mid 2015, 2016, when you get to the Steam, Zodi Boom, Brooklyn Carter era of PGs coming in, like everybody was scheming. Everybody, it was a Chilla thing. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this: who was scheming before you that you can remember? Was it Mook?
Quantum, Mook. Mook for sure. Rich Dollars.
Okay.
Solomon.
Iron Solid.
Although he wasn't super active, but obviously, you know, on the Smack DVD,
the math battle, he had
against
a lot of schemes in the math battle. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, all of those guys respectively had schemes, or you know, had some quotable schemes.
You made it a hot line. I made it a hot song. Is that what it is?
You know, that's all it is. When I came in and did it, it was like, now it's cool to do. Now I want to try it. Now you get, you know, I'm the reason why we got, you know, tell me which room I'm in, right? Like that doesn't happen if Chilla Jones doesn't exist. There's a lot of things that don't happen if Chilla Jones doesn't exist, but that could be another conversation for another day. But talking about the J Black blog, it's a blog to me that's gonna go down in history. It's a blog that I will never forget. It's a blog that when people ask, am I a legend? And when people ask, like, if there was a Battle Rap Hall of Fame, would Chilla be in it? Watch that blog. If you don't think I should be in the Battle Rap Hall of Fame, or you don't think I'm a legend as far as the battle rap culture, watch that blog and just understand that blog was 6 years ago. That was 6 years ago. That was before the King of the Dot title. That was before Champion of the Year. That was before all of the accolades that I've accomplished. Wow. I was already in a light where I had influenced the entire culture my first 4 to 5 years in the shit. You know what I'm saying?
What can you tell me? What goes? Educate us people. What goes all into a scheme for you when you're actually writing it? Like, where does your brain go that you can scheme? Like you slow down a lot throughout the years, though. You know what I'm saying? But you know what goes into scheming, though?
There's different ways to do it and different ways to execute it for sure. For me now, it's a little different than back then. Back in the day, because I was kind of you know, bringing it to the game, and it was kind of a fresh thing. Back then it was just about, what can I scheme? Like, what can I scheme about? I can scheme about furniture. I can scheme about car parts. I can scheme about the solar system. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of it was just like, yo, what can I make a scheme out of? And a lot of the wow factor was, yo, what is Chilla gonna scheme about next? Is it gonna be sitcoms? Is it gonna be NBA point guards? Is it gonna be Queen of the Ring artists? Is it, you know, it was like, what is Chilla gonna scheme about? But now it's about, how can I tie you into my scheme? It's not just about, yo, I'm gonna scheme everybody from the 2023 NBA draft class, and I'm gonna scheme Wembanyama and Brandon Miller and Scoot Henderson. Like, it's not just about that anymore. Like, it's not just cool for me to scheme. Now, how can I put Klutz in the middle of the scheme? How can I make this scheme revolve around Klutz? So when I get to the end of it, you're like, oh shit, that's how he tied him into this. That now is the challenge for me with schemes. And if I'm not able to do that, I usually won't even scheme. Now my schemes have to be direct, and they have to be tied into my opponent somehow, some way, or I won't even use it.
When you won Champion of the Year, people felt like the next year you kind of went, you didn't really stay on course for the previous year. Do you feel that way? How do you feel?
Nah, I don't. But I understand why people felt that way. And in my mind, I think I played it beautifully, with the exception of maybe my Emerson Kennedy battle. But like, when I won Champion of the Year, URL was offering me so many different battles, from Big T to Bill Collector to None. And I said, nope, nigga, I'm Champion of the Year. I'll wait for Tay-Rock. And I waited for Tay-Rock.
Right.
I sat down until June, and I waited for a battle that said, I'm the fucking Champion of the Year. Don't give me, no shade to none of those guys,
right,
but don't give me a battle that you would have offered me before I won this belt. I just battled a B-Dot. I just battled a K-Shine. Bring me Tay-Rock. You know what I'm saying? And so after the Tay-Rock battle, I think it was Chaos after that, which was a really good battle. And then my Emerson battle, you know what I'm saying,
didn't
go well.
Right.
Definitely shaky. Definitely some things going on. So I can understand why people can look at that year and be like, man, he won champion of the year. He only battled 3 times. We didn't like him versus Tay-Rock. We didn't like him versus Emerson. He was really good against Chaos. So I get it, right? But at the same time, you know, I literally think if I dress in a different outfit, people love the Tay-Rock battle. And if I don't take the Emerson Kennedy battle and just have the Rock and Chaos battle, I think people are fine. So I understand, you know, people thinking that I won champion of the year and I fell off or whatever. All of that is cool. But at the end of the day, like, I didn't have the mentality of I won champion of the year. Now let me battle once a month for the next 12 months. Like, nah, when you're the champ, you let them battle. You call the shots. You do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And so had I gotten, you know, an emphatic win against Tay-Rock, I probably would have moved a little differently. You know what I'm saying? I maybe would have asked for another big name and certain things would have happened. But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, winning champion of the year is definitely one of the highlight moments of my career. And when I look back on that run of even before that, it was starting from Rum to Twerk to Geechee to Jerry West to Real Sick to B-Dot to K-Shine to Tay-Rock to Kid. Like, when I look at that
K-Shine victory is big, sir. That K-Shine victory is big on the resume, sir.
Very much so. And salute to K-Shine for taking that battle because, you know, that was a situation where when I battled B-Dot a month prior, a lot of people said, this battle is for champion of the year. Yeah, that's a fact. And when I cleared B-Dot, URL said, well, now it's you and K-Shine. Now they're talking you and K-Shine. Do you want to take this battle before the champion of the year vote? Because even though it was a different year,
right,
it would have swayed voters. If I walk into that battle with K-Shine and get 30, I'm gonna lose some votes.
Absolutely, Chilla, absolutely.
I'm gonna lose some votes. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, me and K-Shine said, you know, let's put it all on the line. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it turned out how it turned out. But like, you know, K-Shine is somebody that I wanted to battle for years. I have so much respect and love for Shine. So I was happy to battle Shine. I was happy for something to be on the line when I battled Shine. I was happy for, you know, the way that it turned out. So I'll always have love and respect for Shine for taking me at a time where he probably could have just chilled. You know what I'm saying? He probably could have just fell back and let the vote went how it went. I definitely know that battle swayed a lot of voters away from him and onto my side. But who knows how they would have voted if we didn't battle? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
good point.
You know, it is what it is.
Have you and JC ever been asked to have a rematch? How do you say no?
The idea has been floated around.
Nasty work, though.
There's never been an official offer.
Never.
There's never been an official offer.
It makes no sense to battle JC, though, right? You gotta leave that alone, right? My nigga, I don't want to see Scarface 2. Belly 2 is trash. I don't want to see Belly 2.
Listen, you not wrong, because there's no way that JC and I duplicate the first, right? With that said, I do think that the second could still be something. I don't think we duplicate the first.
No.
The first has too many circumstances. When it happened, where it happened, Black Star.
That's Summer Madness weekend.
Summer Madness weekend. Right? Who's hosting it? Mook, Mickey Fax, John, Jazz, Poison Pen. Like timing up, like the way everything unfolded. You can't remake that. And we saw URL try for years. Prep and Saga was there. Ty Law and Magic was there. They tried for 3 years to create another Chilla versus JC.
Show up in Briz.
They tried for years, to to make another Chilla versus JC battle in Black Star. They did every PG event for 3 years in Black Star before it closed down.
Sorry, URL, nah.
And they couldn't do it. They could not do it.
No, sir.
So I definitely get it. Like, in terms of me rematching JC, it's like, we're not going to duplicate the first one.
Yeah,
it's just not possible. But I have great respect for JC's pen and where he's taken it. Mm. And I know he has great respect for my pen and where I've taken it. And I do think it's an interesting thought of his pen 10 years later versus my pen 10 years later, and what could happen. Again, it won't be the first battle, right? But I do think another battle could still be something.
All right.
Could still be a great battle. Could still be something that people like to rewatch. Could still even, have a lot of influence. But it won't be the first battle. Nothing will ever be Chilla versus JC.
Did it shock you that it took a long time to get to 1 million views? As much as we talk as a classic, people have this in top 3, top 5 battle of all time. Were you shocked at all it took so long? Did it matter? Does it matter?
It doesn't matter to me, but the only reason why I wasn't so shocked is because part of the appeal of the battle was that these were two guys that didn't have names, right? Like, this is happening on a weekend where what?
Summer Madness.
Mook and Solomon are back.
Summer Madness.
Man, Loaded Lux is back. Man, E. Ness is back. Man, Sirius Jones is back. Man, like, and you're telling me is this kid from Pontiac and this kid from Boston, they had the best battle that weekend? Part of the appeal of our battle was people being like, yo, did you see that battle with those two dudes? Mm. It wasn't like, yo, did you see Lux and Calico? Yo, did you see Mook? It was like, nah. Did you see that battle with those two young guys? Who you talking about? Oh, this, boom. You could even see it when Kevin Durant and Arian Foster are talking on Twitter.
Absolutely. I was outside. I remember this. Yes.
Remember, right? Like, yes. And they're like, yo, did you see that battle with those two guys? JC and that other guy? And they're like, who is it? Oh, it's Chilla Jones. Oh, that battle was crazy. Yo, I thought JC won. Yo, I thought Chilla won. Yo, that battle is it. And they're just having this conversation casually on Twitter.
When did you know as a competitor that you and JC got something in the making? Are you? Is it through the battles, after the battle, the footage came out? When did you know that? Oh, yo, we got something. It's a fight right here, and the classic is in the making.
Yo, honestly, it was when the footage dropped. After the battle, there was a lot of talk in the room and in the building about this is a classic, right? And now, what you have to understand, 3, is that I heard that about every battle I had up until that point. When I got off the stage with Cash Sheehan, they said, yo, this is a 1-round classic. Mm-hmm. 2 new guys opened up Any Given Sunday and went crazy. When I had that battle with M City, they said, man, bar for bar, this is a classic. This is a 2-1 either way. Man. These 2 guys went crazy. So when they're saying it about me and JC, I'm not looking at it like, yo, this battle is going to change the trajectory of my career or of my life. I'm like, yeah, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to do my part and bring a classic performance. And as long as my opponent does the same, I'm good. But it wasn't until it dropped and I was seeing the reactions and I was seeing the Kevin Durants, the Arian Fosters, the Joe Buttons, the Royce the 5'9s, the Alchemists, the Just Blazes, all of these different people are tweeting about this battle. And they're like, yo, I've never seen battle rap at this level. I have no idea who these 2 guys are, but they are incredible. They are incredible. That's when I knew, oh man, okay, this is not what those other battles were. This is something special. And so again, I'm not surprised that it took so long to hit 1 million. Obviously I knew it would get there.
Right.
But I'm glad that it even still, I feel like it's an underrated battle, to be honest with you. Because
really?
Oh yeah. If you listen now, or when you get a chance, even put up a poll. If you listen now, I've seen polls from Let's Talk Battle Rap and from other media platforms.
Shout out France.
And people say, yo, I think Gavin Nitty is better than this. Yo, I think Chess and Easy is better than this. And I'd be like, man, this is how I know niggas wasn't even outside, because niggas don't like they don't like if people were there and felt the impact of when me and JC dropped,
what is Mook and Mickey Fax saying after the battle to you and JC? Because their facial expression through the whole battle is crazy.
So I mean, Mook has always showed love. Like as far as me and my career, Mook has always showed love.
I'm not surprised.
And Mook has always I've also always been someone that Mook has run his material by.
Wow.
Because he has a lot of respect for my pen and my ability to catch things and dissect things and things like that. And obviously same for Mickey. Mickey,
right.
Me and Mickey now own a school and a business.
Jesus Christ.
That is literally changing the culture. You know what I'm saying? And so, those two guys have always championed me in this culture, and I'll always be grateful for them. But after that battle, they just gave me my flowers, man, and to this day continue to give me my flowers. I will say though, going into the battle,
all right,
there was a bet.
Oh, it's a gem! It's a gem right here. This is an old school gem. What's good?
There was a bet between Mook and Mickey Fax. Mook bet on JC.
Okay.
And Mickey bet on me.
And now y'all family.
And now we family. I don't know if I don't think either one of them ended up paying the other one, obviously. But I know going into the battle, they kind of had a gentleman's bet. So as you're watching them kind of react to certain things, Mickey is reacting to every JC punch like it's hitting him. He's like, oh, I hope Chilla could keep up, because I'm not trying to lose no money. But then if you watch Mook when I'm rapping, he's like, oh my God, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, the next time you watch the Battle 3, watch it with under the lens of like Mook bet on JC, Mickey bet on Chilla, and watch their reactions when each of us are rapping. You'll kind of have a new appreciation for it.
Absolutely. Talk to me about your time at King of the Dot, man.
My time at King of the Dot was incredible, man. Salute to Organic, salute to Bishop, Gully, everybody at King of the Dot. King of the Dot was a space that not only allowed me to grow my skill set, continue to gain experience through battles. King of the Dot always, kept me active.
That's a fact.
Gave me the matchups I was looking for. I battled Disaster on that platform. I battled Conceited on that platform. Woo. I battled Iron Solomon on that platform. I battled Head Ice on that platform. Real Deal 3 different times. Daylight, obviously, which is another classic. They were never shy about giving me the matchups that I asked for, or giving me the matchups that I deserve. And they went as far as building an entire series of events in Massachusetts, essentially to showcase me. Right. And so I have so much love and respect for King of the Dot. That will never change. That will never go away. I spoke to Gannick the other day. He had posted a picture on Instagram from the Toronto Raptors parade when they had won the title, and I was up there for that. Me and Organic had a wild day that day up in Toronto at the parade. So much fun, but yeah, man, so much love and respect for King of the Dot and everybody over there, man. That's beyond battle rap, man. So much love for Organic and everybody. So my time at King of the Dot was incredible, 3, and I will forever be appreciative for the opportunities they gave me and for the platform that they extended me. Was
there any real discussions with you and Lux?
At a time there was. This was like this must have been right after. This was kind of like right after Saga.
So we're talking 20. What we talking 20?
2016, 2017.
Right. Okay.
Very preliminary talks, right? Like, I don't know how other battlers' experience in regards to Lux has been, but I know for me in the discussions that I had business-wise in regards to battling Lux, it was a set of goals that I had, like a set of checkpoints I had to go through, you know, to get there, right? It was like,
right.
You can't be taking small league battles. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, promote yourself, get your image bigger, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, you gotta take big names, and you gotta, you know, beat big names, you know, almost clearly.
You beat math powerful, but go ahead, continue.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so it was a lot of things we discussed, and there was definitely you know, a path laid out for me. You know, this was if I'm not mistaken, it was this was a conversation I had with Beasley and Norbs.
All right.
And it was like kind of like a, you know, they were working on a path for me to get there. You know what I'm saying? I battled Cortez, then I ended up battling T-Top and Briz with Magic. And then a lot of other stuff happened, and that path didn't end up sticking to fruition. But, you know, there was definitely conversations had about being Lux. At this point, I don't know, though. Like, even now, I'm like, I have a lot of love and respect for Lux, but, and correct me if I'm wrong, 3. A lot of appeal to Battle Lux is gone for me, and it's not because he's not great or not talented. I think the more that he is battled, the more that those of us who are very strategic have been able to pinpoint chinks in his armor. So when I see people like DNA and Danny and like calling out Lux,
right?
Daylight, in my mind, they see the same things that I see.
Wow, interesting.
You know what I mean? Like, and again, Lux is Lux. Nobody can ever take that away. And, you know, Chilla Jones saying that there's less appeal to Battle Lux absolutely means nothing. But you know, just from my point of view and from my standpoint, there was a point, especially after Calico, up until probably around Verb, where I can say personally, you know, Lux had a very divine light. It was like, man, if you get a round against Lux, you made a god bleed.
Right.
You know what I mean? And no. I didn't like Lux and Arsenal. I didn't like
Lux and Arsenal either. Are you dumb? I didn't like
Lux and Arsenal. I didn't like Lux and Clips.
Lux and Mook, Total Slaughter. I didn't like that either.
Lux and Mook rematch. I didn't like.
No, I didn't like that either.
Lux and Verb. I liked.
Yes, I like that about this.
Lux Hollow 2-on-2. Loved. I don't know how much influence Hollow had there. But the Lux that showed himself in that battle, especially in the third, loved. Lux on Funk Flex, loved. Incredible freestyle. Probably my favorite Flex freestyle outside of maybe Black Thought.
Yeah.
But like Lux and Geechee, I didn't love it. You know, it's just like, okay.
I got that.
I mean, let me ask you three. Where do you even stand at this point on Lux and Daylight? Like we've been talking about this battle for what, 5 years?
I don't want to see it.
They told us in 2020 or next year, and then 2021 is next year, and 2022 is next year.
I wouldn't mind seeing DNA and Lux, and I got DNA beating Lux going into the battle.
Me too.
You know what I mean?
Me too. Yeah.
Danny too. There was a picture recently with Danny and Lux, and Danny told me yesterday that him and Lux. But you know, Lux he'll talk the air off, and you know,
for sure, for sure. He's hollow. He gonna talk a good game. He gonna talk a good game.
Right.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But you know, and again, this means nothing coming from Chilla Jones. But you know, for me, when I think about like what I haven't done, battling Lux used to be something on my list that I was like, man, this would like complete everything. Like Champion of the Year, King of the Dot title. There was only 2 things on my list that I hadn't done. One was Battle Lux and one was Summer Madness. Now I don't want to say I don't care about either one.
Right.
I would happily retire today and not lose any sleep over not having been on Summer Madness or not having battled Lux. But you know, at this point, I don't really feel like I have anything left to prove, man. Like I don't feel like I don't feel like I have to battle Verb. I don't feel like I have to battle Lux. I don't feel like I have to battle anyone. You know what I'm saying?
You and Mook will be fire though, Chilla.
People have always I think you actually have always said that you would rather see me and Mook than me and Lux.
I've always said that niggas are all Chilla and Lux. I'm not Chilla and Mook is the battle. You know what
I mean? I can see that because I think Mook is more strategic. And I think a lot of the same thoughts. Like me and Mook are very similar in how we approach battles, how cerebral we are, how we strategize, how we write for people. So I agree that I think style-wise, me and Mook makes way more sense.
Absolutely.
But couple
more questions here.
Yeah.
Going into the Daylight battle, or when you got the call for Daylight, were you nervous at all?
Terrified. I didn't know who was gonna show up. I didn't know if it was gonna be Batman. I didn't know if it was gonna be Superman. I didn't know if it was gonna be, you know what I'm saying, like Crip in a Box. I didn't know, you know. You get the call for Daylight around that time, 3. You liable to end up on World Star because you know he liable to show up in a you know what I'm saying, like he liable to show up and do something wild. I had spoke to him before the battle and he was like, "Yo, I'm telling you, I'm coming to rap. I'm not pulling up with no antics." And I didn't believe him. It just made me think even more that he was, you know what I'm saying, that he was plotting. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, luckily he pulled up and he was ready to rap and you know, we made a classic. So, you know, I'm thankful that he didn't see our battle as an opportunity to just wild out and do something, that he respected my pen and my craft enough to, you know, want to create something to live on YouTube forever. And I'm glad that we did that.
Yo, that index scheme that you had against Excel, my nigga. Good Lord, man. Good Lord. Real quick here. You know, talk to me about Pendulum before we wrap it up here. Talk about Pendulum, man. What you got going on? You doing big things. Absol, Method Man, I Ain't Solomon. Y'all got everybody pulling up. Talk to me.
Yeah. Pendulum Inc. is man. It's been a wild experience, man. But you know, Pendulum Inc. For those who are unaware, Pendulum Inc. is a virtual school for MCing. It's where if you are a rapper, you want to be a rapper, if you've been rapping for 10 years, Pendulum Inc. is a place that you can not only learn about the technical side or stylistic side of rap, it's where you can go to learn about the business and learn how to budget your money as an artist. You can learn how content creation and how to navigate the algorithms on TikTok, Instagram, and other places. It's a place you can go to for songwriting classes with established songwriters who are Grammy nominated or Grammy winners. It's a place you can go to sit in a room with people like Ab-Soul, Bun B, Method Man, and get to ask a question face to face, about a struggle you've been having. You've been having writer's block. You've been dealing with a certain situation, and you want to know how Method Man would handle it. You can ask those type of questions, at Pendulum Inc. And so, Pendulum Inc. has created this community and this safe space for MCs to be able to go to not only sharpen their skills as musicians, as battle rappers, as singers, or whatever they might be, but also learn how to navigate the music industry and navigate, being able to live off of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? For the people that I see all the time saying, why would I want to learn from Chilla Jones? And why would I want to learn from Mickey Fax? Well, you want to learn from us because we live off of what we do, right? Like I don't work a 9-to-5 job. I live off what I do. I live off rap.
Right.
I live off I live off my talent. And so if you're a rapper that's not living off your talent, that's why you would want to learn from me. You know what I'm saying? Unless you want to keep working at Staples, you can keep working at Staples. You can keep, doing what you do. No shade, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to learn how to move merchandise, you want to learn how to market, you want to learn how to brand, you want to learn how to get paid for your Instagram posts, you want to learn how to do certain things and build up your revenue streams, Pendulum Inc. is the place to go, man. PendulumInc.com. We got Summer School, Pendulum Sound for producers, Pendulum Sync for songwriters and people who want to write for commercials, movie soundtracks, jingles. And then in August, we got Women's Month, man, with some really big sponsors, really special sponsors. We got a lot of legendary MCs in hip-hop history, women pulling up to teach classes. If you are a woman in hip-hop, you definitely want to be a part of what we got going to Pendulum Inc. for the month of August. So definitely go to penduluminc.com. A lot of information on the website for you to be able to learn more about exactly what we do over there.
Before I wrap it up here, were you ever offended when people try to say you were boring?
Offended? No.
How did you deal with that?
I was never offended by the boring talk because I can't allow myself to be offended by how other people feel. Right? Like, people can look at anyone and say, I'm not entertained. So I didn't take it, I wasn't offended. I didn't take it any particular way. For me, it was about how can I get them to change? How can I change my perception to them? Right? And so, that came from picking up my pace, rapping faster, having more energy, moving more on stage, getting to my punch faster, cutting back on the schemes or shortening the schemes. There was just certain things that I had to do to kind of change the way that people looked at me. But I can say that the boring talk was like, I get it. I understand it. I don't think it was hate. I don't think it was, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some people could watch me then and appreciate the penmanship and not be bored. And that's cool. I'm one of those people, but then there are some people who watch it and they just need more. You see the way Hitman performs, you see the way K-Shine performs, and you need more. And I get that, you know what I'm saying? We're different types of battlers. So it was definitely a learning experience and an opportunity for me to look and say, you know what? These are the people that buy tickets to the events. These are the people that I ask to click my links when I promote my battles.
Right.
I gotta listen to what they're saying. I can't just dismiss them. I can't just tell them they wrong. I can't just tell them to this is who I am, love it or not. I gotta listen to them, because at the end of the day, they could just not watch me.
That's true.
And they could just not buy tickets when I get it announced for events. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that they're saying I'm boring is a sign to me that they care. You want to be able to watch me and be entertained, and I'm not doing it for you right now. And so there's changes that I got to make that happen. And so that's what I tried to do.
What was the battle that you felt people felt your energy was more up when people say that about you? What was the battle? Was it Arsenal?
There's a couple. Ars is one. Okay. For sure. It started probably with math. It started with math. From math, it went on to like math, and then prep, and then other battles, and then with Arsenal, it was like it was kind of at like man. the Arsenal and Jonai was like peak.
King of the Dot, Jonas, yes. King of the Dot, yes.
You know what I'm saying? It was like peak Chilla in terms of like energy, delivery, aggression, you know what I'm saying, and like having mastered it. So it was definitely a process. It took me like a year or two to find the right level. I look at some battles during that time 3 and I'm like, man, I was kind of overdoing it. And then I look at some battles and I was like, man, I wasn't doing it enough.
Well, the DNA battle, they said he was overdoing it with the schemes for the DNA battle.
Right.
The DNA battle.
Right.
With KD on stage. Right.
Yeah. And I get that too. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in that young rapper mindset, which was like, man, I got 3 5-minute rounds and I'm gonna kill him, and I got so much to say. And now as a vet, I'm like, 3-minute rounds, I'm gonna have 3 minutes and 5 seconds. I'm not gonna have much more.
Last question here. Are you surprised? Has GTX reached out to you?
GTX has not reached out to me.
I'm surprised.
I am a little surprised.
I'm a lot surprised. You're a little surprised. I'm a lot surprised. But go ahead.
I'm a little surprised. The only reason why I say a little surprised is because I think the folks at GTX, in light of like recent events from this year, are being careful not to approach people who they think are URL exclusive. And I think a lot of people think that, just because I haven't done RBE or I haven't done King of the Dot recently, or I think a lot of people think like I'm under contract or I'm under paperwork. I've never been under paperwork with URL. You know what I'm saying? I just, for a long time, after being on King of the Dot for so long, I just felt like I had a mission to prove myself in URL. So when I came back with Nitty and all these battles, it really was like a mission for me to say, for all the people who think that I can't hang in this league, for all the people that feel like I'm not built to compete with the new stars of URL, give me 2 years and I'll show you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go through everybody and work my way up to Tay-Rock. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel they try to shun you, URL fan base or crowd or whatever you want to call it, try to shun you, the King of the Dot? Do you feel that way?
For sure. They definitely tried. And the battlers too, at a point. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you go back and watch my battle with Nitty, there's a lot said in that battle about Chilla's the out. He's the King of the Dot boy. He's the, you know what I'm saying? Like, over there is where you belong. You belong with the white boys type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it took for me in that battle to break down, like, wait a minute, Nitty, you started on Grind Time, and then you went to King of the Dot, and then you came to URL. So you can't call me the King of the Dot boy. Absolutely. You had a King of the Dot battle before I did. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think there was a time, especially when I was champ, that people kind of looked at me and said, like, yeah, he's King of the Dot is a better league for him. He can't really hang over here with us. And even when me and Nitty were locked in, I think there's an interview that Nitty does. I don't remember which platform, but he's like, he's good over there. He can't do what he do over here. You know what I'm saying? And so that was definitely a big motivation for me going into the battle with Nitty. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Chilla, man. I appreciate you rocking with me, my brother. Peace and love, man.
Absolutely. Always 3. Glad to be back on the platform, man. We'll talk again after this battle.
We'll talk after you and Klutz, though. We definitely going to talk, my brother.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you, King. My God.